Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Solo Sunday. We're going to be playing a solo playthrough of Windmill Valley. We've got Windmill Valley right here. So, newest board and dice game by Danny Garcia, who is honestly becoming, like, my favorite designer. Like, he is crushing it out of everything he's been doing. Like, 3 for 3 right now. So, anything he does, I'm on the lookout for. In fact, we'll probably end up doing a Barcelona playthrough. If I can get Arborea to fit, we'll do that too. But Barcelona's probably coming sooner than that just because the expansion comes out soon. So I want to do a playthrough and then the expansion. But enough of that. We're doing Windmill Valley. I actually haven't finished that up yet. We need to pick a card. So Windmill Valley is a engine building game. And of course, we're playing with a solo opponent, the Gardener. So the Gardener's actions will be dictated by this deck of cards here. So let's give it a shuffle. And I've got to take these off. So there's a couple of setup things that we need to do. So in the multiplayer game, you distribute one of these plus one, and everybody would pick one. It's going to be like this asymmetric player power at the very beginning of the game. And then the last one would be used as a scoring, something for scoring. So between these two, we can either, every time we get a windmill upgrade, we can get a bulb, which might be good, especially because our first action would be that, or every time we place out a windmill, we'll get a victory point and a money. I think I want this. So we're going to take this. That's going to be a bonus. This is just going to be basically asymmetric power that we get for the game. This will become a scoring thing, and we'll get in all that in a bit. But basically what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be turning our windmill here. We've got these windmills. And every time we land on a space, we end up doing the action that the arrow is pointing to. And if we can pick one of the two actions here. There's basically 7 main actions. We'll kind of go through them as the game progresses. We start the game with a random tulip bulb, which we've got this like lavender color here. We also start the game with, this was from my last game. We also start the game with a tool, which will be used to kind of change this depending on if we don't want to mess with the water level. But let's get into it. And the Gardener is going to be using a deck of cards to determine what they do. So I've got to also finish where I'm going to put my marker here in the market. And wherever I put my marker, the Gardener will put their marker counterclockwise to mine. So we have one of these. I may want some more. So let's go here and we'll put their marker there. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is on a given turn, we're going to decide to open the floodgates or not. So to open the floodgates, we could pay money to raise this, and that would the number that this marker is on is going to determine how many times our wheel spins. So if we want to go all the way to the top, it'll spin 3 times around. If you don't want it to go that fast, it'll spin 1 time around. And then depending on the floodgate, how open it is, it will increase the water level. So I'm actually not going to change the thing. So if we wanted to, we would increase it and get victory points and pay the money accordingly. And then the water level would go up. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to leave it where it is. So we're going to move our deal 1 space. But if we were to move it, we'd move it. Then we would adjust the water level, and then after that, we would turn our wheel. So we're not going to do the first 2 parts because I want to leave it where it is. So we're going to turn our wheel. So the level's 1, we're going to turn our wheel 1. It starts here on this red line, and every time we pass that, it's going to move on the calendar. That's how the game progresses. So I want to take my time and get some stuff going. Don't want the water level to go up. So we're going to move once to this next red mark here, and we're going to choose one of the 2 actions here. Now, the right side of our windmill, we've got this action with this arrow pointing down in the water. What that means is that we can lower the water level with the power of 2, and we'll get the reward, whatever is printed in that area, twice, and then we'd move the marker twice. So, for example, if we were here, we would get to take either 1 money twice, 1 point twice, or 1 money and 1 point, and then this would move down 2 times. Up here, same thing, 2 money or 2 points twice, because it's the power 2, and then move it down twice. If you're all the way at the bottom, it will just loop back, so you just get 1 money twice. Every other action over here is most of the main actions, and the first one here is going to be we can choose to buy a windmill upgrade. So we start with 4 money, because we're the first player. We can choose to buy one of these. Now, we have these common ones here that are free. We've got these uncommon ones here that cost 1 money, and we've got these unique ones that cost 2 money. We can, before we decide to pick, spend the money to wipe them all out and choose from what's available. I think what I want to do is actually spend the 1 money to get this. So this tile here has a plus sign, which means that regardless of what side we put it on, we can take this action in addition to the action on the other side. I'm going to put that, and this lets us swap out. I think this is one of the promo tiles. Let me double check. I think this is, let me see, promo tile. This one I believe is, lets us swap out one tulip from our storage. No, maybe it's not a promo tile. It's hard to remember what some of these do. Let me see. Okay, it is one. It lets us plant a bulb, and then you can exchange a bulb from your storage with one from the supply before planting. So planting is another action. It's to take one of the bulbs in our supply and place it on the deal. So we're going to take this, and we're going to place, I spent the money for it. We're down to 3, and we're going to place this over here. So we're going to place that there. This gets refilled immediately. And that's our turn. That's it. So now we're going to go with the bot. Now the bot's got a deck of cards, the gardener does. And so we're going to flip it over. And we're going to have the back of the card give us some direction, but the front of the card is going to kind of do the first couple steps. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to raise the water level by 1. It doesn't pay for it, but it does get the points. So it's going to get a point for raising the water level 1. It's going to then see if the water level, and then this goes up by 1 because the water level raised by 1. It's going to see if it's in any of these two sections. If it's either in the first or second section, it would lower it, but it's not. So then it's going to turn its wheel twice. So 1, 2. This means it puts out a windmill. So we're going to take a windmill from their board. They're going to place a windmill. Now normally they would place it at the most expensive available spot, and there's some tiebreakers. However, on the first windmill, they're going to place it close. If it's the first one on the board, they're going to place it close to their marker from the market, which would be this one or this one. I think this one technically works. So we're going to place their windmill there. When they place a windmill down, they will get the you get the action, you get the bonuses that the arrows are pointing to. So this gets they get a tool. They don't take tools. They get a point for that instead, and then they'll get to plant a white tulip. Now we would put ours in a storage. They don't use storage at all. They just plant immediately. So anytime they'd gain any bulbs, they would just plant them. But that's their turn. So I actually want to take this action to get a helper, and now there's two ways of doing it. I can lower the water level. There's no penalty to doing that. There's no gaining anything. You just lower it, or I can spend a tool. Now the tools let us plus or minus how many actions we can, or how many times we can turn our windmill with the minimum of 4 turnings, with the maximum of 4 and a minimum of 1. So if this was at 3, we could spend 2 of these to turn our thing 1 if we didn't want to change this but increase the water level, or we could spend 3 on while it's 1 and go 4 spaces, so on and so forth. I'm going to hold on to my tool. Just going to lower this down, and we're going to move 1 space. And now we get to get a helper. So these helpers here serve one of 2 functions. They either will be a special bonus that we get as a special power. Oh, I didn't get my bulb for getting this. I forgot that. Speaking of special powers, I didn't get my bulb for this. So let's get one of these. That's going to go in our garden, because every time we get one, once per round when we do this effect, we get that. So we get a special power. So in this instance, anytime we gain a helper, we can take the action where our marker is, one action where our marker is here, which is really nice. Or we can tuck it under our board as endgame scoring, and this one would be if we filled out all 5 of our gears here, we'll get 15 points at the end of the game. And just like the upgrades, we can spend a coin to wipe them all and then flip them all again. So I think I kind of like the idea of this, especially because we're going to be getting bulbs for doing that, so we might as well utilize it. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and tuck that here. So that's going to be a end game scoring thing for us. And then we can plant a bulb, and then also we could swap one out before planting. I'm okay with what I have. So we're going to plant this bulb. We're going to plant it right there. Okay, and we're going to refill, and it's our turn's over. So now we'll do the bot's turn. They're not going to change the windmill or the water level. They're not going to open the floodgates and change the water level, so it's fine. It stays where it is. They move 1 space. They're also going to get a helper this turn. And they're going to take it based on this back card. They would take the one that's X'd out. So they're going to take this into a pile. This is 2 points for them at the end of the game. We're playing on the easiest difficulty, so that's why it's only 2 points for them. Okay, so we've got a couple options here. We are going to go ahead and move this 1 spot. We're not going to change the water level. Now we've got a market action. So we're going to spend 2 money, And what this lets us do is we're going to move our marker 2 spaces, and each time we move our marker, we'll get to do one of the things in that area. So we have to move our marker twice. Optionally, we can spend a money to move one of these neutral markers, and you get the reward there for how many markers are there. So for instance, if I'm going to spend 1, which I will, to go here, this will let us, wait, is that what I want to do? I don't have the room for it. Never mind. We're going to go here, and we're going to get to do one of these things 2 times because our marker's there and the neutral marker's there. So I'm going to take 2 of these lavender bulbs and then put them in my storage. And then we have to move again because, again, this is power of 2. We get to do one of these 3 times. We can either get a red, a white, or plant the dark purple. I'm going to take 3 red. Yeah, that's what I want, 3 red. And we're going to go 1, 2, and now our storage at the end, we need to pay money to put them in storage there, so I have to pay 1 money for the first storage space, which is why I didn't move the neutral marker, because I wouldn't be able to fit everything. And then the last storage space would be 2 money, so I can't hold any more bulbs now. So that's going to be our turn. That's it. Now we're going to go on to the bot's next turn. They're going to increase the water level by 1, which is going to get them a point. And then this will raise this by 1. They're going to move their deal twice. 1, 2. Now they're going to do one of the ship actions. So they're going to take a bulb and put it on the ship. Now the way they do it, decide which one they do, is they do the one on their card. The way this works is that you're going to place a tulip bulb on one of the spots on the boat or on the ship. And wherever you place it, you get the actions of the 2 spots next to where you place it. But you can only place one color, one bulb of that color on there. So once the bot places the yellow, I can't place the yellow. Alternatively, you can, instead of placing a bulb out there, you can take every single bulb from the card and put it into your storage. The bot would just plant them in that case. If all 4 spots were to get full, once the player who fills the last spot fills it, the card gets put to the bottom, we have a new one come out. So the bot, they go to place. If they can't place that color because it's already there, then they would just take the bulbs. The way they determine that is by this. So they would start at the top spot and then move clockwise. So they're going to go here, which gives them 3 victory points and lets them plant. And when they have a choice of planting anything, they're going to plant what's on their card. And they've already planted a white, so because they're planting a yellow, they're going to plant it there to start a new row. Now, at the end of the game, we will score points based on having these rows filled. If they're filled, just filled, we get fewer points, but if they're filled with the exact same color, we get more points. And then for me and the bot on the easiest level, again, we're playing the easiest level, we will get points for the columns being full, but the columns have to have all different colors. And anytime they have the same color in that column, you will get minus points. So that you're incentivized to have have a variety. You want all your rows to be the same, but their columns to be different. So, okay. So it's our turn. I'm going to lower the water level because, again, I don't want it to move so fast. And we're going to plant 2 here with ours. We're going to get to plant 2 of these. And I think what I want to do is plant these 2 reds up here. It's going to give us a money for covering up that bonus right there. And that's it. The bot's going to go. They're going to move 1 space. They are going to, before they get to take their action, they're going to go ahead and move on the calendar track. So they're going to move their track here. That's going to let them plant a bulb when it's a random color. They get to take the one, they do the one on here, which will be a purple, dark purple one. And then they're going to cover up the topmost reward here. And that's going to get them 3 money. They don't take money. They just get victory points for that instead. So they done that. Now we're going to go over here. They're going to plant twice. And again, we're going to refer back to their card. It's going to be 2 dark purples. And they are going to plant those there. I don't have them up pretty because it's far away. All right, our go. We're again going to just move 1 space. And we're going to place a windmill out. So the bot doesn't care. They just place them out. We do, however, care because as we place them out at the end of the game, if we have that section uncovered or removed, we'll get points equal to times whatever color. So, for instance, if I were to take both of these out by the end of the game, I'll get 2 points for every red tulip in my garden here. So the first 2 are white and yellow, then it's red and lavender, and then there's 3. If you remove these 3, we'll get 3 points for every dark purple one in there. So since we're kind of working on red and that dark purple, we'll take one of these. And now we can, since the bot's already placed a windmill out, we can use theirs to place theirs out. There has to be a connection. But for every one of ours that connects back to the market, for every one of ours that doesn't connect back to the market that we use, we have to give that player 1 point. So I could place this out here, but I would give the bot a point. So I think I might want to start my own spot. Although I would get, if I go in here, I'd get a white bulb. I'd get to get another upgrade, which would get me another bulb, and I get to plant something, which would be nice. So I think I might go ahead and do. Oh, I don't have the money for it though, so I guess I'm not going to do that. I'd like to, but I don't think we're going to be able to. So let's go ahead and go here, and we're going to get a white bulb and a money. And it looks like those are the 4 colors we're going to be working with. All right, the bot's going to go. They're going to lower the water level if they, if it was, but it's not. And then because this is here, they're going to do this twice, which can get them 2 points. Because the marker is there. So they're going to do that twice and lower that twice. We'll move their marker twice. So they're going to do a market action. When the bot does a market action, they just move 2 spots and then they get to plant based on the color here. In this case, it's also dark purple. So they are really investing in that. All right, our go. Now, I would be able to do a ship action, but do I want to do a ship action? And I think I do. So we're going to go ahead and do the ship action. Now, before we do that, let's go ahead and move our marker here. We'll get 2 money. We can do that anytime on our turn, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. And we can also get a bulb of our choice, but we're going to wait because I'm going to take this white bulb. I'm going to place it right there. What that's going to let us do is take a card and plant. I want to take this card here. So every time I plant, I'll get a bulb. And when we place this helper up here, the first time we place the helper, we'll get a point. Then the second time we get 3 points, and the last time we get 6 points. So I'm going to place that here. And then I get to plant. And so we're going to go ahead and plant this purple one, or this lavender one right there. And then I still get a bulb. So let's go for dark purple. But because I planted, and this card lets me get another bulb. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me undo that. I'm going to plant here to let me plant again, because that's that bonus. And then I get to plant again, and then I get my other bulb, this bulb, and then because I planted, I get another bulb. So I'm still keeping all that. So I should be good. So we did all that. That's our turn. The bot's going to go. They're going to lower this. There's no lowering it, so they'll move once. They'll place the windmill out. Now they're going to look for the most expensive spot available. The most expensive spot is tied for 2, 2, 2, and 2. They're going to then look for a spot that lets them plant, which will be this one. So they'll go here. They'll get to take a white bulb. They will plant. It'll be a lavender bulb based on their card here, which will start them a new row. And then they will take upgrades. Now when they take upgrades, we're going to refer to the back of this card. They take always one common one and then either the uncommon or unique one. These will be 2 points for them at the end of the game. And we're going to refill those. And that's their turn. We're going to move once because we'll get the plant and we'll get an upgrade. So upgrade time, what do we want to get? Again, I want to fill this board out for the 15 points over here. What does that do? Okay. Let me see if I can figure out what this other one does. Exchange one of your farm enhancements for another one and gain 3 points. Oh, interesting. I don't think I like that all that much. I want it over here, and I'm likely to not want to mess up these. So I think I'm going to spend the 1 to discard all of these. And refill. And actually, we're going to take that one. We're going to spend 1. And take this one, so now we're down 2 money. What this lets us do is just throw away a windmill from our board. So we're going to place that there. And then, oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Oh, let me finish my turn, and then we'll do it. And then we're going to get our upgrade here. So the upgrade that we're going to get, oh, we've already done that. So when we got an upgrade, we'll get a bulb. There's a lot to keep track of. Let's get a red. And then over here, we get to plant something, and we could exchange if we wanted to, but we're not going to. We're just going to plant that to give ourselves another tool. One thing I forgot to mention is that when the bot finishes, when they go to the next calendar spot, they're going to put their marker on this and move it across every time they every time they go to a calendar spot, the next spot. This basically blocks us from getting those points. So we get the points as soon as we can make this, and in this case has 4. It'll be 4 a connection of 4 windmills that go back to the of our windmills that go back to the market. We're likely not going to get the 10 points. If I can get to the next mount by the end of the game, we will do that. But the bot goes so fast, they'll end up covering all that before we can. So we're just going to let that go. But I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. There's a lot going on. So, okay. So we've done that. Now the bot will go. They're going to move once. They're going to take a card. The card they're going to take is going to be this middle one. Okay. Okay. So I am going to move once. We're not going to change the water level. I'm going to get a helper here. Oh, I planted something. I should have got another bulb. Okay, I should get another bulb. I forgot about that because I got a bulb for getting this and I got a bulb for planting and I got that both that time. So, okay, we're gonna get a helper. What do we want to get? I think we're gonna take this one, and this at the end of the game we'll get 2 points for every lavender or not lavender, every dark purple bulb that we have in our garden. So we're gonna place that down there. And then we get to just throw away a windmill. And we're going to throw away one of these. And that's just removed from the game. Okay. The bot's going to go. So they're going to increase this by 2. It's going to get them 4 points. They're going to move. This will go up by 2. And then they're going to move 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So they're already moving on to the next part here. That lets them plant. They're going to plant a lavender. And then they're going to cover up this spot, which is going to get them another lavender, again going by their card. And then finally they're going to plant, this will move over 1. Then they're going to plant twice, getting themselves 2 more lavender. So they're filling that out pretty quickly there. Okay. So if we take a market action, we could get some more stuff, but I don't know that I really want to do that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to lower this by 1. No, we're going to lower it all the way down. And we're going to spend one of our tools, and we're going to go 2 spaces. So we're going to go 1, 2. We're going to plant 2 times. We're first going to plant this here. This is going to let us take one of our upgrades. The upgrade we'll spend the money to take one of these. So this will let us do that action over there. Let's go ahead and put that there. And then because we did that, we'll get a bulb. So let's get another one of these. And then we're going to spend our second action. Oh, and then because we planted, we get another bulb. Oh, we haven't, yeah, hold on, wait a minute. We planted already, right? Oh, let me refill this. We planted, got this, gave us this for the bulb. And then we planted, we get another bulb. So we're going to spend the money to get another bulb. And I'm going to take yellow. And then we get to plant another bulb, which will go here, which will get us some money. No, we're not going to go. Yeah, we'll go there and get a money. One thing I didn't mention is you cannot put a, you can't put the upgrade, windmill upgrade on the space that you're on. So I couldn't put it on one of these 2 spaces. Okay, I think that's it. So the bot's going to move once. They're going to do their market action, go 1, 2. That lets them plant 2 of these. So they've actually filled out their purple, or rather black, whatever spots there. So, okay, our go now. We're going to go 1 space. We're going to get to do this. We're going to lower the water twice. It's going to get us 2 money. I'm taking the money instead of points. We're going to place out a windmill. We're going to place this one out. The question is, where do we want to put it? Let's go. What do we want to do? I don't super love this spot in general, but it's fine. We'll make it work. So we're going to go here. No. We're going to go here for 2 money. It's going to let us, let's kind of resolve these in a couple different ways. So we can go here to get 2 more money back, because this will just do this twice. So it's we get our money back. We'll spend 1 to get this white and put it into our deal here. And then we're going to get a helper. And I think the helper that we want to get, let's go for this. And at the end of the game, we'll get 4 points for every windmill adjacent to a white plant. Is that what I want? That's only 8 points. This could be every time we take a market action, we can get an upgrade. And that could maybe help with some of that. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do that. So that'll be every time we take a market action, we'll get an upgrade. That's 3 points for placing that out. So we're at 9. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all we're going to do. Okay. The bot's going to go. They're going to move once. Yeah. Windmill for them. Most expensive space available. There's this one, this one, this one, and this one. This one will let them plant. So they're going to go here. They'll plant a lavender. They will take a market action, which will let them plant another lavender. And then they're going to get their upgrades here, which will be this one and this one. Okay, now I don't really want to do, I don't, because there's a yellow and a red, or a green, a yellow and a white there already. I can't place either one of these, and I'm kind of locked into placing everything else out, so I'm probably not going to take that. So I'm going to spend my gear, and we're going to move an additional space. So we're going to go, although I can swap one out here, so maybe we don't want to do it. Maybe we want to go there and switch one of these out with a different thing. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Actually, we are going to go here. We are going to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we've made it here, so we're going to move our marker here. That's going to let us plant. So let's go ahead and plant this white bulb there. Then we're going to cover... Oh, hold on. Let's wait on that. So we're going to plant a white bulb. Oh, I don't have the space for this stuff. Because we planted the white bulb, we're going to get a bulb here. So we're just going to spend 1 to get one of these purple ones. These dark purple ones. Then we're going to plant... Oh gosh, this is like combo hardcore. First off, let's plant this one here. This red one up here. And that is for... hold on. I got lost. We haven't done this yet. So we planted something, gave us a bulb, which would have been... This is what we planted for going there. That's right. So we planted that there. That gave us a bulb, the yellow, or one of the purples. So we've done that. Because we planted, that's what we got there. I still have this to get, so I need to think about that for a second. But before we get to that point, I can exchange something out. So we're going to exchange this yellow. This is before planting, but I do want to send something here. We're going to get a ton of bulbs, and I can't really fit them anywhere. So that's the part I'm kind of struggling with. Let's put this here. That's going to let us take a helper. We're going to take this helper. Every time we get an upgrade, we get 2 points. That's going to get us 6 points at the end of the game. Or 6 points right now, sorry. Then, because we did that, then we get 2 more bulbs. And I can fit one of them. So we're going to fit one of them on here. And then I'm going to exchange this one, because I haven't planted for that one yet. So we're going to exchange this one for a white and plant that white one here. That's going to give us some money. And then finally, we're going to spend our 1 money to get another one for here, which will get a lavender one. Or not a lavender one, a white one. And we'll place that there. Okay, that got pretty insane there. That was a lot going on. Okay, all right. Bot's going to go. I hope I didn't mess any of that up. So they're going to lower that. They're not going to do that. It's going to move 1 space. They're going to take this. And that's it. Okay, so we need to think about how we're going to want to deal with this here. So I want to get some of this stuff planted. And the thing is, if I take an upgrade, which I need to, it's going to give me another bulb, and I don't have the money for it. So I've got to kind of think about what we want to do here. Because we can also get rid of a windmill, which I'd really like to do. Okay, we're going to do the one movement. We'll get rid of a windmill, so we're going to get rid of this from that action. And from here, let's go ahead and we'll grab this. So every time, and we're going to replace our one here. So we'll get a coin whenever we get a helper. And then I would take a bowl, but I don't have room for one, or I don't have the money to pay for one, so we're not going to be able to take one, unfortunately. But we do get 2 victory points for getting a helper. Or no, never mind. That's not that. Oh, yeah, we get 2 victory points for getting a upgrade there. So there's that. Oh, that's what I need. I need this one. Okay, we're going to be aiming for that one soon. Okay, the bot's going to move once. They're going to take a thing, and they're going to take this one and this one. Okay, I've got to figure out how I can get this. Okay, we'll move once. We'll get a money, and we'll get a helper. And any of these helpers would be valuable for us at the end of the game. So this one would be 2 points for every windmill we've played. I believe, not windmills that are gone off our board. But it's specifically receive 2 victory points for every when your windmill's on the main board. This will be 12 points so we can fill a row of lavender and 10 points to fulfill a row of red. I think I probably want this just because I already got a start on it, and I think it'd be easier to kind of get done towards the end of the game. So we're going to go ahead and take that one. And that's going to be our turn. The bot's going to go. They'll move one. They'll do a ship action. So they would place a yellow out because the yellow is unavailable to take out. They're going to take all these and plant them. Now they're going to plant this and this. And what happens is when they go to plant something they already have and the row's full, they place it in the leftmost uppermost spot, which will be right there, which is good because it's going to deduct them points for doubling up there. And then if everything is full, they'll just get 1 point for that. Okay, we're going to skip the mark. We're going to spend a tool, and we're going to move twice. That's going to get us 2 money for that action, so we're going to go up 2 money there. And then we're going to plant 2 things, which is what I really needed to do. The first thing we're going to do is plant this here. That's going to let us get a windmill upgrade. We're going to take this one. I think I'm going to put this one... I think I'm going to put this one over here. And because we did that, we do get a bulb because we got an upgrade, and we get 2 victory points. And the bulb that we're going to get is going to be another dark purple one. So that was the first one we planted, right? Yep. The second one we're going to plant will be this one here. Okay. And I already got the 2 money for that. Okay, perfect. Okay, the bot's going to go. They're going to increase this by 1. It's going to give them a point. This goes up by 1. They're going to move 1, 2. They've crossed the line here. That means that they'll get 10 points at the end of the game for that. They're going to get 2 bulbs, and then they're going to plant something. So they're basically going to plant 3 whites. So 1, 2, 3. Then they're going to take a market action and go 1, 2, and plant 2 more whites. So they plant that there, and then this row, this will get planted there. Okay. We're going to lower the water level. We're going to move 1 space. We get to place a windmill out. So this windmill, I need to connect it to some other stuff. So I've got to think about how I want to place it out. So maybe before we do that, let's place out, we'll place this red out there. And then we're going to place this windmill here for 2. So we're going to spend 2. We'll get a money. We'll get to do this action twice, which will give us 2 more money. And then we're going to take a red bulb, which will go here. Oh, and because we planted, we get another bulb. So we're going to spend a money to get a lavender one to go there. Okay. And then as long as I connect another one, I should be... Well, hold on. What is the actual objective? The actual objective says... have 4 windmills on the main board that are connected via uninterrupted paths of windmills. So I could just place out 1 more, which I'd want to place here maybe, and that should connect the 4, and we can get the points for that. So I knew we'd get to it at some point. Okay, the bot's going to go. Wait, do I get anything? I think that's it. Okay. This is kind of useless because I'm never going to do that spot. Okay, they're going to increase this 2 times, so they're going to get 4 points. This will go up 2, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3, which I don't like because they're really going towards the end of the game. They're going to get upgrades here, so they're going to get this one and this one. And then that, and then that. So I actually need to get some more upgrades here if I want to score this. And they're like really pushing the end of the game. They're not too far from the end. So we're going to lower this down. We're going to move 1 space. That's going to move us across here. We'll get the money real quick. And then we'll come back to that in a moment because I need to plant some stuff and I need to get rid of some windmills. So we're going to get rid of this windmill. And then I'm going to plant 3 things. Now we're going to plant this one first. That's going to give us a point because of the space it covers. We're going to plant this one second. That's going to give us 2 points. We're going to plant this one third. Now what this does is let us score one of our contracts early and then score at the end of the game. So we're going to score this one, which will be 2 points for every dark purple, which will be 14. So there. So there's the 3 that we've planted. Then we get another bulb, and the bulb we're going to take is going to be we're going to take a white bulb. And then because we planted, we get a bulb again. So we'll get a red bulb for that one. And I think that's it. Yeah, there's a lot. There was a lot happening there. Okay. The bot will go. They're going to increase this by 1. This will go up by 1. They're going to move this down twice to get themselves 2 points. And then they go 1, 2. So they have now triggered the end of the game. They're going to place these out here for moving here. And then they're going to get 5 victory points for this. So, and then they're going to place this out. That's full. Then they're going to point for the last one they place out because they get 2 for their action. So now what happens, because we're playing on the lowest difficulty, what is going to happen now is that they are going to, we're going to play 1 more round and then the game is over. So very, very fast. They did some stuff I didn't really want them to do, so we're going to have to see how we can fix this. Now, what we could do is rush around. So 1, 2, 3. I could go there for a market action. If I go there for a market action, I can get an upgrade. I want to be able to fulfill this. I don't know how I'm going to really be able to do it. And I really need the windmill, so we're not going to get the points there because they kind of rushed the end of the game. Because we're just right here. Oh, dear. Not good. Because I have no more tools left. Because we could go here, maybe try to plant some stuff. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to leave it where it is. Wait, no, we're going to spend 2 money to increase this. That's going to get us 3 points. So 1, 2, 3. This goes up by 1, 2. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, we're going to do the market action. So we're going to spend 2 money. And I got to think about this. If I go here, I don't really want to go here because it's, oh, this will let us plant lavender and let us plant yellow, but we don't have yellow. So we're going to spend 1 money to move this here, and we're going to move here. That's going to let us plant this lavender. That's 1 point for us. Then we're going to move here, and it's going to let us plant 2 reds or 2 whites. I think I'm going to go with the 2 reds. So we're going to plant the 2 reds. That's 1 point, and then another plant. And then because we planted, we do get to get another bulb. So we're going to plant this, get a red. And I don't know if I have to do the planting. I can't know if I can interrupt it. Well, I planted the thing to get the red from first, and then we got this one. So this will go here for another 2 points. So I would have gotten that from the first time I planted. And then we get an upgrade because we took a market action. So the upgrade that we're going to get, oh, I don't have any money. But I can put something over here. So we're going to put this over here. I guess it really doesn't matter. And then we're going to get to take this twice because we've got this twice, which is going to get us 2 points because I'm not going to take the money for it. And I think that's it. I think that's all we can do. Yep. I think that's it. All right. The bot's going to finish off. They can't increase this, so they're not going to do that. So this will move up twice, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3. They'll take this card. Oops. And that's going to be the game. So I didn't get this, unfortunately, because the bot really pushed at the end. Okay, so the way that the final scoring works is we are going to first, I would score this if I could, but I can't. So we'll score the bot first. Now what the bot's going to do is they're going to get 2 points for every one of these. So that's going to be 8 points for the cards. So that goes to 41. They get 2 points for all of these. So that's 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then they are going to get, they're going to score for their patch here. So they get 8 points for having everything the same there. So that's 8 up to 65. They only got this full, but they're different. So there's going to be 5 more points. This is full, so it's going to be 7 more points. 7 more points, it's full in the same color. And then this is 6 because it's full in the same color. So they're 83. And now they're going to score down here. So these are all different. They get 1 point. These are all different. They get 2 points. These are not different. These are they're the same, so they lose 4 points. And again, this is because we're playing on the easiest difficulty. These are not the same, so they're going to lose 4 points. 80, yeah. These are different, so they're going to gain 5 points, and those are different. They're going to gain 6 points. It's 11, so they're at 89. Is that all they're getting? Oh, and then they get 1 point for every tulip they have, and it should be 28 total. So that's going to be 107. They have 107 points, which is actually really low for them. I think we should be okay clearing that, given that we didn't. Queen's Wish, which is the thing up here. Oh, I didn't give them the 10 points for that, and they get the 10 points for that. So I didn't give them the 10 points for that. I would have gotten it when I did it, but they get it immediately. They get it at the end of the game. So they get 10 points for that. Yep. Okay. So 117 is their final score. So now we're going to do our scoring. So our first scoring would be our contracts here. So 15 points for having this full. We don't have it full, so unfortunately we don't get the 15 points, which is frustrating because I feel like that could have been an easy points to get, and we goofed that up. Just making sure that's what it says. Yeah, so we don't get that. We get 2 points for every dark purple, which is 14. So it puts us at 57. We get 10 points for a row of 10 reds, which would be 67. So we got those. Next thing we're going to do is... Oh, I should have got my 2 points for this, by the way. I didn't do that. And I would have got a bulb for it. It doesn't matter at this point. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our rows and columns. So our rows, we get 8 points because this is full and it's all the same color. So it goes from here to here. We don't get it for that. We don't get it for that. And then this one is going to be 6 points for everything being the same. So 77 to 83. We're going to do our columns. We get 1 point, 2 points. So 3 total. We don't lose points for not having these full, but if we did have them, if we didn't have them full, but they had the same colors, we would lose points. And then we're going to get points for our windmills here. So we're going to get 2 points for every red one for this. So that's going to be 14 more points. And then we're going to get 3 points for every dark purple one, which would be 21 points. I think, despite not playing all that well, we eked out a victory. Contracts on farm board, empty windmill groups, and rows and columns. Yep. So that's going to be it. So we won. We won barely, considering that I didn't play this as effectively because I missed out on a ton of points from this. I was kind of trying to maximize this. If I'd focused on this and then did this thing to fulfill this contract, we would have gotten 15 points from that twice. But I was worried about getting this out because of this. So if we had gotten rid of this, that would have been 8 more points. Or if we gotten this, that would have been 2 points. So we could have done something. This windmill here, or this thing here is really nice for getting those off the board. So anyway, we didn't get the Queen's Wish, which is this up here, and we didn't. I hardly ever want to trigger the end of the game. I don't think I've ever triggered it because the bot ends up just doing it so fast. So that's gonna be it. That's the easiest difficulty, and I've seen videos where like people are playing a medium and beating the bot. I'm just not good, I guess. Like I just get wrecked by this thing. I think part of it has to do with the fact that it's you have to play very fast paced against the bot because there are going to be turns where like. I mean, you can try your best, but I think they increase. That's a 2 increase. That's a 2 increase. I mean, I guess there's only 2 cards to increase it twice, but I like being able to do one action at a time, and if they increase it, do a 2 increase, that moves their will, half. So, like, I'm never feeling like I can do it, because I'll just use tools to do it. So that's one of the things that like it can be a little swingy in that perspective, because it's like I could have played a few more turns. And I think if you're playing with people, it'll probably be a little more slow paced if people want to do more stuff. Unless part of it's like, well, I can rush it if I've got the money to rush it. So that's kind of the hard part, is like the pacing can be kind of hard to combat. And some of these powers, like you really lean into something when you have certain powers. And there's 6 of these cards here. So depending on what you get, you can really kind of lean into one thing or another and kind of build your strategy on that. Even though you are doing basically every action, it's like the way you do the actions, or kind of like what you really care about doing in the actions, will change depending on like what your powers are. Because once you start getting these helpers out, you really like. So basically, between like if I take a market action, like just the way that I set this up, if I take a market action, I can plant a bulb with one of the things. That'll get me another bulb. And then because I took a market action, I would get a upgrade. And then because I got the upgrade, I would get 2 points and get another bulb. So it's like you can really chain, like these all chain together. These happen to have a good chain. I didn't get them in like a certain sequence, but like you could tie those all together. And then you're like, well, I can just make my wheel market actions and then just get these bonuses over and over again. Like I haven't leaned into that as much, but you can basically like supplement some actions for others and get those anyway, because you can do them once per turn, but you can actually cover up things and lose actions entirely. Like we just got rid of the delivery action entirely. So there's some strategy to that, and maybe I need to think about that as I'm playing. But the one thing that's really helped me consistently beat the bot on easy is making sure I get these actions here that give me an additional action, because being able to do 2 things is huge, because the bot doesn't have to like hold things in reserve. They're just planting stuff straight up. And if like you catch them wrong, they're going to fill everything out perfectly. So like here, they kind of messed themselves up and we were managed to get ahead because of it. But, but if you play on the harder difficulties, so the harder difficulties does the advanced variant, where like whenever the end game is triggered, that ends the game. So you don't get to finish the round and then do another round. Or if I trigger the end of the game, in this instance, the bot would get to go and then we do one more round. If you play the advanced variant, the game just ends, and then they would score 3 points for each one of their cards and upgrades. They would score the rows, and then the columns they would get points for filling them. They wouldn't lose any points, so they'd always score points. And then if they play in the hard mode, the very hard mode, they get 4 points for their cards and upgrades. They score the highest victory points in each column and row, no matter what the colors are, and they get 3 points for every 2 bulbs. So they would get 14 times 3, which would be some number I can't think of. 42? They get 42 points instead of 28 points. So, yeah. I don't know that I could beat that. But anyway, that's Windmill Valley. Let me know what you guys think. There is a promo. So I got the promo for the upgrades, but there's another promo to change the calendar up. So I need to figure out how to get that. Because I think that's the one thing that's kind of boring, is that like you kind of just know what's going to come up there. I'd like to change those out. So that would be a nice thing to add. And I'm hoping this gets an expansion. I think Board and Dice does a nice job at like, here's a game, and then like next year, like an expansion for that game, because we're getting an expansion from Barcelona. So a nice expansion, like I don't know what you would do. I mean, more of these upgrade things are really neat. I don't know. And these are actually asymmetric. So the actions are the same, but they're in different orders on all 4 boards. So you can actually switch these boards out and like have a different priority. And that also can change how you play the game, because you have certain stuff coming up sooner, and you may want to like lean into that, or like your board may dictate which one of the starting cards you want to take, or some of the helpers at the beginning, because you'll be able to benefit from those more. So the actions are super simple, but there's a lot of like intricacies on how to create really interesting combos. And I think that's what Danny Garcia does really well, is like what you're doing is very, very simple, but it's like, it's super combo heavy. It's super point salady. I mean, that's where Arborea, Barcelona, and now this are very much like that. Like you do something very, very simple, but then it changes into this and this and this and this, and next thing you know, you've like done like 15 points or 50 points or whatever. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of Windmill Valley. Game's great. This is an incredible game for like, it's a cheap game. It looks great. Board and Dice has been crushing it with their graphic design with his games, with Barcelona and this one. So anyway, that's going to be enough rambling. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.